Cooking is the essential part of any cozy game, and that's true for Sims as well. So, who did better, Sims 3 or Sims 4? I spent over 20 hours playing these games to find out which one is better. So without further ado, let's jump in. So, as always, we start with character. So, Flapjack Simbrosia is the hero, the one, the only. And yeah, loner, lucky, childish, natural cook, and angler. Because why not? He will be Celebrity 5-star chef, maybe? Yeah, this one. Because he wants to be top of the career, and what does every true chef likes? Peanut butter and jelly. But yeah, let's start our family. And first of all, we're going for a plot of land, because I didn't want to go for the same house again. So I quickly build the house. It's gonna be very simple, very, very simple. But I felt like building. Sometimes you just feel like having a little build. So that's what I went for here. And as you can see, it's super rudimentary, but that's all I really need. I just need a few walls, kitchen, because we're a cook, bathroom, and a bedroom. So I went for that. And again, the choices of the wallpapers are always just bad to me in Sims 3, but it is what it is. And we're trying to do something simple. I put this in here as well, the little processor, but it wasn't the greatest idea. But that's what I went for. A little simple bathroom, everything we need, and decided to go for a little couch, a little TV. And that sounds good. And a little bookshelf, because you need that for books. And windows are always a good idea in a home. And yeah, I kind of like it. It's simple, but I liked it. So we went from learning, first of all, cooking skill for books, because I didn't want him to burn down the kitchen. So in no time we were higher level, so it was time to go and get a career. So kitchen scallion. Lognet's professional food preparing could be in store for Flapjack. Hell yeah, we're gonna do this. We're going to level up. And we went to the shop as well to get some more culinary books so that we can learn some recipes. Because why not? That is what you do, isn't it? And I like buying the books, like actually having to go to the shop and buy books. They are gated off by level, however, so don't do like me and spend so much money from the get-go on the books. But yeah, we went home and we learned cooking more, because he learned more recipes and more cooking skill before he was even able to touch an oven, because I was afraid he's gonna burn the house down. They always do that in Sims 3. I think even worse than in Sims 4. So I decided to go against it. So, time for a first meal. His favorite, peanut butter and jelly. And I love the animation in Sims 3. I will never stop talking about this, but it looks so cool. Look, he is putting the peanut butter on the bread, as he should. That is how it works. And here you go, we have a sandwich. And we have this little processor thing. And I wasn't sure about this. Didn't know if that did actually enhance our cooking skills. So I wasn't sure about this, but it was time for lunch anyway. So we let him eat. And I just realized we didn't have a trash can. And that's kind of useful. And with this, I had a bit of an issue with Sims 3. So that's why it's in the wrong format. And it was crashing constantly. So it was annoying. But what was annoying is the fact that you can watch the cooking channel and your fun goes up, as well as your cooking skill. So that was very, very good. I was very happy about this, because in no time we leveled up even more. Level 2. Hell yeah, grilled cheese and goopy carbonara are now on our menus. Hell yeah. And that meant also that we were able to read more books, but Flapjack was tired, so it's time to go to bed. Looks comfy. And the next day, I finally used that food processor, and as I was expecting, it didn't actually increase our cooking skill at all, so it was a no-go. I immediately put it in my inventory. I don't want to just sell it to lose money, but yeah, I put it away. But we cooked a little bit. He actually finally touched the stove and didn't put the house on fire. I was so happy about that. And look at those pancakes. They look so good. I'm so hungry right now. Oh my gosh. I would really want to eat them. Oh yes. yeah, we watched more cooking channel. That's all he's gonna do in his life. He's just going to watch a cooking channel because you know what? What else do you need for happiness? There's nothing else you need. Hell yeah, look at him go. He loves it. Another level. That's what you want. And our first day at work. Oh my gosh. Yes, we did it. And with the first day of work, you know, you do want to make a good impression. So I got him to work hard, at least for a bit, just so he can, you know, accustom himself to the kitchen, you know, show that he is there to level up or I get promotions. He wants to be top of his career. This is his life, his profession, you know. So we went back home. First day is always hard, but I think he did it well. Anyway, time for Sims 4. So with Sims 4, we also have a flapjack. We have less traits, so it is what it is. But we went for Master Chef, and with this one, I went for Childish, Foodie, and Loner as well, because that's what Flapjack in Sims 3 kind of was. Unfortunately, you don't have all the skills or all the traits as you do in Sims 3, but we went for Empty Lot. And what is this? Why is he dressed like that? I forgot that you have a winter clothes and other clothes in Sims 4. This is better. But yeah, we decided to go for some home building as well. And I was trying to recreate the same house that we had in Sims 3. Just do it as closely as possible, just for the similar experience. I had more things here than in Sims 3 because I have all the DLC installed. And it's just disabling them was too annoying, but this wasn't influencing too much. I was trying to go for a basic, furniture and everything like that, so it wasn't too bad. Yeah, Windows, because Windows are always a good thing. We had a little computer, and I just realized the bedroom was way too big. It feels like scale in Sims 3 is different to Sims 4. You can make much smaller builds in Sims 4, which I do like. But yeah, I try to match it closely and just go for like some basic wallpaper. Nothing too fancy, little carpet. Why not? Little tiles. That looked awesome. And of course, we had to get a job. So here you go culinary. You don't go for a cooking, you go for culinary job. And we had some first task, so prepare food. So we starting off with something easy, something that we don't have to use the cooker for. So garden salad, because once again, I don't want this flapjack to set his house on fire, because that wouldn't be a good thing. And when it comes to actually cooking, the animation is not too bad. It's a salad, so he chopped up vegetables and then he puts them in a bowl, and then he mixes it up or tosses around like a salad. So I mean, the animation are maybe not as detailed, but they work, you know, they work. And here we are, our first meal. But he wasn't actually hungry, so I didn't get him to eat it. I put it in the fridge. And I got him to watch Cooking Channel, which also works for this one. Fun. And also inspires him. So, because of the fact that he's a foodie, that works. But yeah, then I thought maybe we should do something else. So, veggie wrap tortilla. And again, it's vegetables, so he cut it up. But then, because it's a tortilla wrap, he did put it into a pan, so that's cool. And our second meal done. And yeah, we're leveling fast, very fast. We have to do 5 excellent meals and cook 2 meals while inspired, so it's going fast. It's Sims 4 always has a slightly easier way of doing things, but I wanted to get him inspired, so I got him to cloud gaze for a bit, and then decided to try different things. So fairy bread, it's something I never made in Sims 4 before, so I decided to try it out. And yeah, I realized this is a very simple dish. So yeah, you just take a bread and just put sprinkles on it, on the buttered bread. So I guess this is what he did. So animation so far, not too bad in Sims 4. And then it kind of was time for him to cook again, because that's what we do in Sims 4. And again, cutting up the salad and then putting it here. I don't remember what it was that we made, but it worked. And we had 2 meals while inspired. Hell yeah. And then I decided, you know what? Let's cook again. Yes, there's going to be a lot of this. We're comparing cooking, so there's a lot of cooking here. I don't understand why onigiri there was so many vegetables, but he is cutting something and then seasoning it. And then I don't understand why he's tossing it like a salad. It's onigiri, which should be more chopping. So I don't quite get it, but I guess he likes it. So enjoy it, Flapjack. Enjoy it. Then I decided to change up the kitchen a little bit because, I don't know, it wasn't quite working for me. But anyway, it was time to go to bed. First night in a new home. It flight fast, and we were about to go to work, so I got him to eat some leftovers. And I didn't realize the fairy bread makes you playful. I guess it is like a food for kids, so maybe that's why. But yeah, that wasn't ideal. And then I didn't want to get him to the shower, so washing your hands always works for your hygiene, doesn't it? Just don't do it in real life. It's not advisable. Look at that. Anyway, it was time to go to work, and I don't quite get why this is your clothes. Maybe he is like a waiter, maybe that's what it is. But yeah, off to work. Hell yeah. We just need to wait for him to get back. And he did! And yeah, stressful day at work. It is what it is. But we're going back to cooking. You will never do anything else in your life, mate. It is all about cooking. And once again, chopping up. Hell yeah. Steering it about, because that's the way we do it. And then put it into the oven. Hell yeah, the ovens are still broken. I haven't seen them work properly ever. It's crazy. But then we make our food, and he deserved some food himself, you know. But anyway, we're back to Sims 3. And look at this. So this is... it looks so similar. I love how similar those houses look. But yeah, it does seem to be there much more detail with the Sims 3 cooking. And here I think we were doing ratatouille, which looks awesome. And the oven works properly. Oh, he loved it. But it was time to learn more recipes. So cookies. Hell yeah. I love that. And I think we learned fish and chips as well, and fox fish and chips, or vegetarian fish and chips. So, you know, just to be inclusive. And then in the morning, nice carbonara. That's what you want for breakfast, goopy carbonara. It's time for work again, and we got a promotion! The Modern Spice Trade is here, and you are at the helm. A dash of paprika, organic sea salts, and just right amount of cayenne. Hell yeah. We are now a spice runner. Flapjack now making 32 per hour. I would like to earn that much. That's crazy. Yeah, going back home, I did decide that, you know, we will be cooking more, but I wanted to grab some like ingredients. And the cool thing is you can actually shop by recipe, which I think is a great choice or great option. It really should be there in normal shops, realistically. That would be awesome. But yeah, we got some ingredients, so that means we could cook again. And I think I was looking for a dishwasher because I just want it just to go quicker. I don't want to waste time washing dishes because in Sims 3, time is quite precious. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, we're cooking here. And we had our first ever like opportunity. This one is to enter a dish for a cash prize to this particular best dish competition. So that's awesome. We cooked something, but we had to wait until a particular time. So I was just going around doing my thing, you know, buying books, and they were expensive. The books in Sims 3 is crazy economics there. We fished a little bit because I wanted to use fresh fish for cooking, and then we went to bed. In the morning, we went and prepared another dish, and I don't remember what this was, but again, I'm always mesmerized by the animation. as I say, The Sims 4 is not the worst, but look at this. This looks awesome. I think that was fruit parfait or something like that. Oh my gosh, hell yeah. I want some of that myself. Again, this challenge, a lot of this is just cooking. That's all we're doing. We're cooking and cooking and cooking. And then we entered our food into competition and we won a prize, which I know it was worth it because we missed out on a lot of hours of work and the prize wasn't that big. So yeah, probably should have not done it, but you know what? To put my name out there, I had to. And you also have these additional challenges that you can do. So that's a nice touch, you know? So like additional things to do if you're for your skills for cooking, fishing, and etc. So I mean, it's something else to work towards too. So I do like it. It's like just addition. You don't really have to do it, but it's nice that we have it. And I got him some fishies because I thought he was a little bit lonely. And you can stock them with like buy a fish, or you can actually fish and then put it in there. So yeah, I decided to do that, but I didn't have fish on me. And then yes, we have level up and cooking again. And now we can do stew surprise, a great recipe for using an old ingredients, which is kind of cool. So you have like old food, you can like make it into stew surprise, which basically means you don't waste as much food, which is very cool touch. I like it. Okay, and then we were just working away, trying to meet our co-workers, and then we have another opportunity. This time we have to eat our restaurant with someone else, which again, I don't know how I feel about this overall. Just your boss saying you come to the restaurant with me, like, or with someone, like, I don't know about that, but either way, we did it. We met a random person and we take them to the restaurant, and now we are once again higher level, or I guess we have a promotion. That's how you're supposed to say it. And we met this guy, and he was nice, so I talked to him a little bit. This is our first friend. How nice. And then I tried some gardening because it kind of works with cooking, but I honestly just did not find the time. I feel The Sims 3, there's just too much to do to be able to do two hobbies at once. Anyway, we went back to work, and which was just like trying to hang out with coworkers, you know, just trying to find the best way to utilize our time and just get up into the top level as fast as we could. But he needed some friends, so I went to the park and just met random people. The burglar was there for some reason. That is very odd. But that's Sims 3 for you. And then I met this lady, and we were just chatting for a bit. And yeah, that was our second friend. My gosh, he's moving up in the world. Oh, look at him enjoying his onigiri once more. Hell yeah. And we even got him a little radio. How fun is that? And yeah, more cooking. It does get a little bit tedious. It's just cooking, watching TV, leveling up. We did get him a little PC, but he wasn't using it much because he was too busy cooking. And then we were trying to get him some more friends, and we just met random people in the park because that's what you do. I don't know why she's just chilling there with a book, but you know what? Each to their own. We had to ask if she's single or not. It wasn't really going well, so we went back home, and then we had our birthday. Yes, it was almost time to age up, which is kind of crazy to think. And then we decided to go for some nice little birthday party. We didn't actually know many people, which is kind of sad. But people came, and we have chilled, you know, we had some food, and it was quite nice. You know, nice little party. We should have a bigger table, but we met this girl, and we were actually really kicking it off, and to the point where, honestly, there was some sparks flying. It was great. It was very great, as you can see. It was a very successful date, and very soon she moved in. Yes, we had a second sim. We had a permanent partner, Julianne. Hell yeah. And Slapjack was having a midlife crisis, so he wanted to move. So with Julian's new fortune that she brought with her, we were able to move houses. So we moved to something a little bit more proper. And look at this house. It looks nice, doesn't it? I like it. I do like it a lot. And yeah, it looks kind of dope. And again, it looks so much bigger, but there's technically less things in it than in Sims 4. Anyway, time to go back to our Sims 4 Flapjack, who is just eating away at rights. Why not? He got quite a few promotions, and what I like in Sims 4 is that you often get stuff with the promotions. So we got new cabinets. They're like professional cooking cabinets, whatever they're called. And I think they look quite nice. I do like them quite a lot. I'm not going to lie, but I had to change the fridge and everything because it just didn't fit the vibe. But I like this quite a bit. And yeah, he's cooking again. Look at him go. Hell yeah. And then we just complete the milestones pretty quickly. It doesn't take too long in Sims 4, if I'm honest. You just cook and cook and cook. And yeah, that's kind of what we were doing for a very long time. Just constantly cooking. And then we got another promotion. Heck yeah. And at this point, it's because it's not necessarily cooking job, it's a culinary job. You have to actually get mixing skill up as well, which I never liked the fact that it's not just one skill. You have to have mixing as well, even though I was not interested in doing mixing at all. But we had to level up to that skill to actually get promotion. And then we had a friend come over, and she just went straight to the toilet, as friends do. But we actually hit it off pretty well, and we chilled for a bit. Hell yeah. And then we had to do a dinner party as part of our aspiration, and it turned out that we didn't know that many people. It was 3 of us. Oh my gosh. But I did decorate the house and tried to make it as cool as possible. You know, make drinks for everyone. Look at our swag, by the way. We look amazing. Look at our great dinner party. Drinking drinks. And then I made some food. And I always like the call to meal. It is annoying because the Sims just get up from the place they already sat to grab food and sit somewhere else. But it was still nice for us to all sit down and have a nice meal. Heck yeah. And then we really hit it off with Katarina, so we went on a date. Heck yeah. Romantic date this time. We went for some basic kind of situation and went to the night club. And it's Sims 4, so what do you expect from it? It was chaos. It was pure chaos, and the date didn't go amazingly, but that's what Sims 4 is like. However, our relationship was going well, so we got a double bed. You know, it's required. And then we changed the house a little bit. And yeah, our relationship was going fine. And we finally got her to move in. Yes, we had 2 Sims as well, and I wanted to go to a different house, but they're all expensive. So instead of moving, I decided to do a renovation. And Sims 4 has lots of flaws, but building is not one of them. I love building in Sims 4. This is the biggest feature of this game, 100%. So I wanted to go for a little, like a simple house. Kind of like a suburban little house. I wanted to go single floor, and I was just trying to find a kind of more kind of classic looking wallpaper, and I quite like this one. Always I find it annoying matching the wallpaper of the roof with this, but I think I found a good one. And I was trying to also do a little like a leafy looking, I don't know what you call it, I don't know what you would call it. So whatever this is. Like on a patio with a little greenery. Picket fence, you know. Very, very classic kind of looking house. I love doing those sometimes. I always put 2 bins in, even though they always knock it down. But yeah, I thought it looked quite nice. Inside, I was trying to do it more classic. Separate the kitchen because I love the archways. It's one of my favorite things. in Sims 4. So yeah, it took me quite a bit, I'm not gonna lie. But in the end, I think I was quite happy with it. Kitchen was kind of basic. I don't know, I'm always struggle with the kitchen. But the living room, I wanted to put a little fireplace and a little chimney. And yeah, I think that looks quite nice. Overall, it's one of my favorite builds that I did for like a simple little house. I enjoyed it quite a bit, and yeah, look at this. I think it looks quite nice, and I went for like smaller lights. There's a little bit too many of them, but I think it looks nice. But yeah, I really like this build. I think it's pretty. But back to the Sims 3, we start with slight renovation as well. We just added a few things like a TV and stuff, and we're just living our life. If I'm honest, there's not a lot of things that were happening. We were just cooking and then going to work. That's realistically all that was happening. Learning from books, as you do. And then finally, we popped the question.
Oh, Kofina.
Oh my god, she's so happy. Amazing. And yeah, she had to go to work immediately. And then apparently there's bachelor party in Sims 3. Like, what? I did not expect that. But yeah, I put balloons up and started the party. And then it turned out, and I'm shocked to see this, is that in Sims 3 there are dancers. You probably know what this alludes to, but yeah, we had girls dressed as maids dancing around. Sims 3 is crazy. It's different times. That's all I'm saying. Our fiancé came back and tried to smooch with the boss, but we were fast asleep. We didn't really care anymore. We were too tired, okay? We partied it out. We're loners, so we don't party a lot. But honestly, this was all we were doing. Oh, we did have a quick wedding, because Flapjack is a loner. He likes a private little events. So yeah, that's how our life was going. Back to Sims 4 quickly. Honestly, there's not much that was happening. We were just cooking as well. But I love this little house. I love their little family. And then we were flying through the aspiration. There's a lot of different levels, but we're flying through it quite quickly. But this one was hard. Reach level 8 of Culinary career. There are things like reach level 5 garments, cooking skill, or cook 3 garment dishes at the party and stuff like that. That's not a problem. You just spam cooking and you will get there. However, Culinary career, or any career leveling up, it's kind of like, it's like diminishing returns a little bit, because the more you level up in your career, the less you work, which means that you have to wait a long time to be able to level up in the career again. And it always annoyed me in Sims 4. It's not about doing right things for work, it's just you have less opportunity to do them. So it got quite boring at one point, to the point I was just trying different things, like opening a little stand and just trying to do something else to kill the time. So that was quite annoying for me. It's just, it kind of felt like I'm wasting time. And I'd never like when a game makes me feel like this. And Sims 3 don't really have as much options to do anything outside of the career. You have to actually maintain your life. There's your needs go through faster. You have to maintain your house. You have to maintain all of your needs, and at the same time work. So your work is your career. It is your profession. It is something that you do most of the time. So it is quite a hard thing to really maintain throughout the game. To actually go to the higher level, but you never feel that you're stopped artificially by the game, as I did feel with the Sims 4. Sims 4 definitely had this issue where I felt I've been just artificially stopped from leveling up, and I do not like that. With Sims 3, we did manage to complete the aspiration. We reached the highest level, and it was great. I did stop aging, because otherwise my Sims would be an elder at this point, but I stopped aging, and honestly, I have to say, I enjoyed playing this, but solely just like basing on cooking, I mean, neither of the versions is amazing. Sims 3, it's a rabbit hole, and you have to cook a lot and buy those books and stuff. I think it's a little bit better than Sims 4, where you have to focus also on mixology and stuff like that. That kind of annoys me always. But neither of them are great jobs. I think going into the rabbit hole job like this, where there isn't really much creativity there and stuff like that, it kind of bores me at the end of the day. In Sims 4, you can do other things. If you want to solely focus on cooking, it's not the best option, because at the end of the day you will get bored, because you have too many days off. But you are able to do things in between, which makes you at least was more interesting. In Sims 3, you don't have that time, and all you do ever is cooking. So either or, I don't think this is the greatest career to do in Sims games. If I were to choose one, if you really love cooking and would like to do cooking career in one of those games, I would say probably Sims 3 is more entertaining, just the cooking career. Again, I don't have all the expansions installed for The Sims 3, so I was just basing this up to generations. So I don't know how it is later on, but if there were other like options like having a food stall and stuff like that, that would be more fun. But I don't believe there is that option in Sims 3. In Sims 4, if you want to do cooking, you can have like just normal cellar stall. You can open a restaurant. You can open a lot of different things with a DLC, of course, but there are other options to utilize cooking skill. In Sims 3, at this point, the only option I had was the cooking career, and it's a rabbit hole. You mostly just disappear into the restaurant, and that's it. But yeah, let me know which one do you prefer. I'm definitely leaning towards Sims 3 overall when it comes just to cooking career, but Sims 4 does have much more options when it comes to like cooking related, like self-employment opportunities. So let me know what you think, and that's all from me today. Sorry you waited so long for the next Sims video. I just really haven't felt like playing Sims for a little bit. I think the call community is kind of have a bit of a downer, and I think a lot of people feeling the same. But I felt like finishing this video because I did record it quite some time ago. I am planning some different Sims videos coming in the future, but I'm gonna mix it up probably with the Minecraft videos and other videos like that. I definitely want to play more Sims 3 and potentially Sims 4. I have I think interesting ideas, a little bit different, but I hope you enjoy them. But yeah, subscribe if you liked this video. If you didn't like this video, share with your enemy to make them suffer as well. And of course, let me know what you thought. Let me know what you think about cooking in Minecraft. Minecraft? Well, Minecraft is on my mind. In Sims. And yeah, I shall see you next time. See ya. Bye.